Hi, my name is Michael Gilmore and I'm one of the founders of ParkLogic.com, and it's great to be here with you guys once again for another one of these videos. But I hope you're enjoying them and I hope you're getting a lot out of them, because I must admit I had a lot of fun doing them, and it's great getting some feedback from each and every one of you as we explore what it means to get the most from your domain name portfolio. It was interesting, this past couple of weeks I've been looking at the forums, and there was a great discussion about a test between domain sponsor and internet traffic, and the result was domain sponsor was winning. And I thought that was a really interesting test. Nothing against those two companies. Frank Schilling and his guys do a great job, but so does domain sponsor. Whoever wins, that's not the issue here. The thing for me was this, is when I looked at the test, I thought there's a problem with the test, the testing regime of how it was actually applied. Forget all the different issues I know was brought up in the forums. If you've actually read it, particularly go to thedomains.com. By the way, Mike, you do a great job on your site and keeping the domain community completely informed. But here's the issue for me. How do you do a proper test with your traffic? If you're sitting there going, okay, so how do I actually test my traffic? Do I know that one place is better than another? How do I know that? And many people do a lot of different things with their traffic. They go along and say, okay, I've had my traffic here for 6 months and I want to move it, say, to Aceto. So they go along, they change the name servers, and they say, oh, Aceto's done so much better, or Aceto's done a special deal with them. And not, once again, picking on Aceto, they're a close partner of ours. But, you know, the issue here is this, that the structure of the test is wrong. And it's wrong for a number of reasons. The first one is it's a different point in time. If you're choosing one point of time versus another point of time, then you're looking at the two different points of time. Therefore, you've sort of got to ask yourself, are the points in time so different that it actually disturbs and disrupts the whole methodology of the test? That's the first start. The second thing is this. When you take a look at a test, you need to define what you regard as success. Is it greater revenue? A lot of people would immediately say, of course it's greater revenue, or you stupid, Michael, or something. No, it's actually not greater revenue. And I'll give you an example. Let's imagine I'm running a test. We'll choose internet traffic versus domain sponsor. And domain sponsor wins. That's great. And internet traffic the stats were from, say, May, and we're comparing against June stats for domain sponsor. The first question I always ask myself is this: why did domain sponsor win? So you begin to look at it and you say, okay, the reason why they won is they got twice as much traffic during that period of time. Why? Because a whole stack of domains popped up because they're holiday and vacation related type domains. You look at that and you sort of think, oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, so domain sponsor may, in that example, simple example, may have actually won a whole lot of crossover all, and everyone's cheering for them. But the reality, internet traffic actually won. So it's a timing issue then when you look at that. So if you're comparing different points in time, you run into all sorts of troubles, and you need to define what it means, your success. So how do we define that? So the thing you need to take into account then is your traffic levels. The other thing you need to do is to get down into the domains themselves and look at the domains, and ask that question: why is this domain performing better now compared to when it was performing before? And you may discover things like very seasonal domains. I had one domain as an example, and it used to do no revenue during the whole year, and then for about 3 or 4 days it did several $1,000s. And it was a domain which celebrated the World Mathematical Day of Pi. I had no idea, the mathematical symbol pi, I had no idea it existed, but apparently it did. It got a whole lot of traffic during that period of time, and it made a whole lot of money, which is great. But you know what? If I compared that few days versus another part of the time, then it would have been distorted the whole methodology of my test. So you need to do a test of simultaneous points in time. But your success, what does it mean to be successful? So we get down to the domain level. We ask why. As an example, we did a test with a client just recently, and we said, in fact, we find this with most portfolios, that we win on call it the great majority of domains at ParkLogic. With ParkLogic, there's a whole bunch in the middle, which really we won, we lost, like they didn't have much traffic or whatever reason. But there's always the case that there's about 20 domains down the bottom of a portfolio we just cannot win. We don't know why we're not winning. We have no idea. But we know one thing for sure, we're not winning. And we would recommend to people, take those domains away. Take those domains away from us. In fact, we do this for them in some cases. Put them back where they were to re-baseline those domains. And that's some of the things that we do. So you've got to look at taking into consideration the traffic, taking into consideration why is a domain winning. We had a domain one time that we took it from doing $5 a day to $120 a day for a customer. And the customer just loved us. And we said, no, we have to pull that out of the statistics. It's actually an aberration. They said, why is that? We said, because we believe that it's actually not sustainable. And they said, but my portfolio is doing so much better with you. I said, yeah, well, enjoy it enjoy making hay while the sun's shining, but really, you cannot put that as a part of the test. And that's being open and honest with the customer. Which brings up another point. If you're going to be working with someone, you need to work with someone who's open and honest. They don't just try to say, hey, you're making lots of money, that's it. They need to explain to you why. Why are they successful and why aren't they successful? And that's the thing that we really work on a lot, is trying to work with the client across a period of time so we can begin to interpret this. So we'll have conversations with clients such as, these top domains is great, we're winning. This one here, we need to take it out, even though we're winning out of the test sample because it's an aberration. We're winning because of these particular reasons. We actually have increased the normalized RPM. If you remember, one of my previous videos talked about a normalized RPM, which is so important. And so we look at all these different metrics and we have a conversation with the customer. And if the customer ever wants to talk with us, we also, my Skype, I give out my personal Skype all the time. They can reach out at any stage. So it's really interesting from the results of some of these forums discussions that I actually took part in. And I must admit, I was pretty blunt a few times. So if I've offended anyone in that process, I do apologize to you. But as a result, a number of people have now come onto ParkLogic. They said, my gosh, yeah, these guys are actually trying to, one, be open and honest, but two, we're actually endeavoring to unpack why domains behave the way they do. Like if you've had questions of why is it that one place says that I've got 500 uniques a day, another place for a domain, another place says only 200. Those sort of questions are very important, extremely important to answer. And if you want answers for them, then please reach out to me. Like it's mgilmour, Gilmour, at parklogic.com. And I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to chat to you about your domain portfolio. If you're suspicious and sort of thinking, oh gee, I don't know about this, who is this Michael? Like just Google me, take a look at who Michael Gilmour is, and I'll stand on my reputation. But more than that, like I just recently a guy was wondering about me and whether dare I say could be trustworthy, and we spent an hour on the phone together just talking, getting to know each other. And we're in here for the long term. We've been here a long time, so I'm in no rush. The other thing is this, if you ever do a test, say even with a ParkLogic, I will never say to you, bring all your domains over here. And the reason why I would never do that is because I wouldn't do it myself. I would say, let's take a good statistically sound sample of domains, that if they're successful, we can say they are successful. And that test has been successful, and then we can move from there. But I would never say bring all your domains across. It's your livelihood, it's your money we're mucking around with. It's a very serious thing, playing around with assets as incredibly ephemeral in some ways as domain names. But can I just say, it's been really good talking with you, sharing with you some of my thoughts on the domain name industry. But more than that, I just want to really appreciate some of the feedback I'm getting from these videos. And please, keep it coming in. If you have lots of questions you want to ask and that sort of stuff, I'd love to hear about them. In the meantime, I hope you have a great week this week, because I know I will. I'm really enjoying how things are going right now. And I look forward to talking to you at another time. Thanks a lot for that. Bye.